Santa Ana de Coro was founded by Juan de Ampíes on July 26, 1927, and since its beginnings, Santa Ana de Coro was an important port in the area of conquistadors, settlers, and explorers. Since the early 50s, Coro was declared a national heritage. In 1993, the World Heritage Committee inscribed this site on the World Heritage List of UNESCO on December 9, 1993. The city of 200,000 inhabitants is of great importance as an educational cultural center. It has many universities, it has great economic movements with several roads, but what really matters is the monumental architecture of colonial and republican period with characteristics of the southern Iberian peninsular architecture, as well as its Dutch influence due to the proximity of Curaçao, Bonaire, and Aruba, German and Indian islands. Such constructions were made of clay and mud, and they are melting pot of indigenous traditions with those of Europe. In the city of Santa Ana de Coro, there are more than 600 buildings which were declared historical heritage. It's called the Museum City because its historical buildings revive the characteristics of the 18th and 19th century with its streets made of stones or paverns. There are numerous religious and historical museums. For this value, UNESCO declared Santa Ana de Coro City with La Vera de Coro Port World Heritage Site.
Bolivar Balcony was declared a national monument on March 22, 1966. The Art Museum of Coro is located in the famous home of the senior or Balcony Bolivar, as it is now today. Located in the history center of the Coro in the Paseo Talavera, this large house was built in 1769 by the Mayor Alfonso Gil de Reynoso, and in 1986 it was declared a national monument for its historic and artistic value, as it is considered as one of the most enthusiastic housing that modern exemplifies the novel northern influence, West India in Coro.
Arcaya's Balcony Museum. This building is located in Coro, in its colonial zone, and it is home to the Museum of Ceramic and Popular Earthwork. Wonderful two stories built with a wooden balcony on the second floor. It was built in the 18th century by Francisco de la Colina and takes its name from the family that occupied it since the mid-20th century and donating to the nation. It's interesting to puntualize that in the backyard of this house there is Cxrr, of the same species of La Cruz de San Clemente is made from. It is believed that this Cxrr is around 260 years old.
San Clemente's Cross and San Clemente Square, Zamora Street. It is stated that this was the cross used in the first most celebrated after Coro foundation, and it was placed in the structure of where is now during the presidency of Juan Crisóstomo Falcon. The cross was made of Cxrr, wood with which the characteristics of three of the region handles and endurance of the tree makes possible this existence of this day. San Clement Cross is also a symbol of country Christian construction. It is believed that the cross was raised from the Cxrr tree where Juan and Pies meet the chief Manaure.
of San Francisco is one of the most important religious buildings of Coro. The Chapel of the Blessed Sacrament is the most beautiful modern affair of country. The original structure was destroyed by pirates and rebuilt after a century. Common to Francisco Church of three shifts were very long in a country. Today, they are only in Coro and Caracas. There was once one in El Tocuyo, but it is gone. The church still has the highest tower choir with 60-meter height. Next to San Francisco Church, we can find the Diocesan Museum or Luca Guillermo Castillo Museum, one of the most splendid museums of Venezuela, which in early time was a Franciscan monastery.
Coro's Cathedral. The tower of the cathedral stood still since 1620, and it is believed that the construction of the work was completed in 1634, almost 50 years after taking the decision to start the work. The construction of the cathedral began in 1583. It is known that between 1608 and 1615, Francisco Ramirez participated in the construction of the dome and two side vaults. Bartolomé de Naveda was in charge of the work in 1616, and his role is essential in the continuity of the work and the outcome of its construction. This cathedral was, among all the buildings built before 1713, the most important and present city in the architectural feature for the construction of churches in the rest of the country and the continent.
The National Park Los Médanos de Coros is located in the state of Falcon, Venezuela, near the city of Coro, on the right that leads to Paraguaná. The National Park was created in 1974. The Médanos Park lies on the Isthmus of Médanos and covers 9,102,008 hectares of desert and coastal habitat, including salt marshes. The massive sand dunes, known as Médanos, spread over an area of approximately 5 by 30 kilometers. They can reach 40 meters in height and are constantly transformed by the unrelated wind. Rainfall is rare. That flora consists of little more than thorny shrubs. Fauna is likewise scarce. The park is home mainly to lizards, rabbits, anteaters, foxes, pigeons, and Cxrrs. Visitors can wander among the dunes by camels, imported many years ago, and the park is easily reached by bus or taxi from Coro.
Juan Crisóstomo Falcon's State Band. Our state band was founded on January 27th of 1920 under the law of who was the state president at that time, the General León Jurado, and with the approval of who was the president of Venezuelan Republic, Juan Vicente Gómez, being Sinforiano Latre its first musical conductor. Today, with 90 years of service, the state band keeps with its noble educative, formal, cultural, formal and social work, looking for communities' happiness and defending our state identity. Falcon's State Band is conformed by a group of professional musicians engaged with the educational and social changes of our country. Such band is renowned in and outside Falcon because they have a well-prepared work staff. Currently, the foundation is directed by Professor Johan Medero and musically directed by Professor Jose Gregorio González. They have a very extended repertory that includes marches, pasodobles, national music and international music. Now, we are going to listen an interpretation of them.